Oh, hey, guys. We're hot? Yeah. Okay, hey, guys. How's it going? Check the mic. I freaking check the mic. I freaking check it. 1, 2, 3. I plug it in, and then the vlog can freaking begin. Anyway, guys, welcome to a motherfucking Wednesday. It's 5 o'clock, and I'm done my freaking job. I should sign out of my emails. It's 5 o'clock, and I'm done my freaking job. Probably should sign out of email because, the way I have it configured, if I don't, tomorrow I got to spend a half an hour trying to end task on it. It's really annoying. But hey guys, how's it going today? So I was pondering, well, I'm sitting here thinking today with my brain, you know those flip over ice shacks where you drag them on the sled and then you just kind of sit down on the chair in it and you grab it and it accordions over top of you. Then you just fish in front of you. If you ice fish, you probably know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, well, I'll explain more after I'm done taking a good piss. So pretty much every tent builder out there makes these things. They kind of look like this, where when it's opened up, but you can do things like, you're gonna start honking right there, bud. Anyway, you can do things like have it half open. So if it's not a cold day, but the winds are blowing, you put the wind to the back of the thing, you open it up and you lock the poles in the upright position. And it gives you kind of like a back shield so that the wind can go around you rather than hit you. And you don't have to hide in the darkness and fish. So I went online and I'm like, homemade flip over ice fishing. And while I'm looking at them, seeing some people use PCV piping, sorry. Some people used wood, like doweling, to make it work. Some people just bought a kit for their sled because apparently they make it for the 60 where you can basically install a chair in the damn thing or a milk crate or a bucket, sit on the bucket while you're fishing and have all your gear in there and like run the furnace, like you'd run your heat and all that from the back end of the sled. And the nice thing about them is you literally load all your shit into it and then you just go out. Get to the location, rip your hole, throw the thing over top of you, and away you fish. If you watch the YouTube channel Maverick, or Mav, he did an overnight in a 2-man where he basically took out the seats and put a cot in the sleigh portion and put some padding on it to protect it so that, cold wouldn't get through the bottom, and brought a real cold weather sleeping bag, and he basically did an overnight in this damn thing. I don't want to do that because I'm not that hardcore, but, well, I would like to do an overnight, but it would be more of a rent a shack, where right now every single ice fishing shack rental in North Bay is booked solid until the end of fishing season, literally. I just, for shits and giggles, I called around to see because I was thinking that could have been a kind of a fun thing for a weekend for me and Nikki and her son, because her son really wants to come up here. And I was thinking, well, why don't we rent an ice shack? And then we can go sit on the lake on an ice shack and ice fish and live out of an ice shack for a weekend. Could be kind of fun, But they're all booked solid, so that's out of the question. Whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do to get shit did, bud. It is what it is. So, but then I came across this idea where one guy did it and I was like, holy crap. He basically had a shack like mine, the one that you pull up and you pop the things out. But his was actually, he had one like I used to have. You remember that Clam Junior that my buddy gave me last year? Thing I was ice fishing with in the beginning? Well, that thing was pretty ballin', except for, man, that floor was a death trap on it. Like, if your feet had snow on it, that floor was a death trap. But it was pretty good for what it was. Like, it took a while to set up, it took a while to take down, but that canvas kept the wind out. It was warm in there with the heater, like way too warm, where I always left the door open a bit, just so I could vent some of the heat, because Jesus, Murph, she was on fire. And then from there, I was able to fish. Well, somebody had one like that. And what they did was they basically made a sleigh, kept it in the open position, and put it on it. And I got to thinking, I saw that. And if I have the picture still, I'll show you. It's right here. This is what they basically built. And I saw that and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And what they did was on the bottom of the floor, they carpeted it so that it would insulate the cold from coming in from the bottom into your boots. That's one of the major problems with all these ice hubs. And even my tent, my Poppy Uppy, there's nowhere to put your feet except for on the snow. And after about a half an hour to an hour of your feet being on the snow, the cold just shoots right through your boots and gets you right in the soles of your feet. And it's not very comfy. 10 out of 10 would agree, not comfy. So I highly do not recommend that. Now, a lot of people buy those puzzle piece foam floor mats that you can use for workouts or your kids' room or whatever. You can get them at Walmart, like a 4-pack for like $10 or some shit. So I seen a guy use a yoga mat. He put a yoga mat down, and that was enough to keep the cold from the snow to breach his boots. That's why I ended up buying a yoga mat last year, was to bring it for the ice hub. And I did bring it for the ice hub, but then the ice hub was broken, and I was like, well, shit. So then I saw this guy build this shanty, and I got to thinking, I'm like, well, piss. What if, and I wish I had the garage space to build this because I would give her a go. What if I built a sled, but instead of using like downhill skis or cross-country skis, I would use 2x4 shaved on an angle and make runners, like a real ice shack, okay? Hear me out. And then have a plywood top that my ice shack sits on, my poppy-uppy. I wouldn't even need it in the upright position, only when I arrive on location. Then I can pull it up and set it. But then I rip a hole through the floor for my fishing and fish finder. And on top of that, I can mount a milk crate on the back to hold the propane tank and run my line so I'm not burning through those green propane bottles anymore. I can start burning through propane out of a 20-pound or a 5-pound tank. I could go out and buy a 5-pound tank, mount that to it, and boom shakalaka. We got enough fuel, enough heat on, because you don't run my heater on high in that shack. You run it on low. You only need about 4,000 BTUs, and you don't even need that to keep that shack. It's not an insulated shack, but that thing on low, if there was a lower setting, I would want it. Because let me tell you, she gets mighty toasty in there on low. Your feet are freezing because they're sitting on the snow, but everything else is mighty toasty. So I got thinking, I'm like, so how hard would that be to build? And in my mind, it'd be pretty easy. Now, if I was a better YouTuber, I could show you a drawing of what I'm thinking. You know what? I'm basically going to try and recreate a drawing of what I'm thinking in MS Paint. So, yeah, let me see if I can pull that off. So, basically, for the runners, I would have 2 runners, one on each side, and I would no, I couldn't cross-member them, because if I did, then snow would hit that and stop. It would be impossible. So we'd have 2 runners, one on each side. And then I would just put angle bracing at the midpoints just to make sure that they're nice and secure and they ain't going to go anywhere. And then my only concern is how to strap the HT to the top. So this is definitely a summer project. I'm not about to do this during the winter. Trans Am's in the garage. I have nowhere to work. But like I said, the nice thing about it is I could, at the end of the fishing day, instead of having to throw everything in the sleigh and then take down the tent and try and get it back in the bag and strap it on, I get out, I open the zipper, I squish it down, just leave everything in the tent, and then walk it back to the car or to the truck. Lift up the skis onto the truck, get behind it, lift, push it in, close the door, come back home. Now for the skis themselves, I was thinking like something wider, like a not a 2x4, but I'd like something that's 4 inches wide. But if I have to go with the 2x4, I would use a 2x4, and then I would cut it like on an angle so that the ends can grab the snow and throw them underneath. I would sand that super smooth, and I wouldn't make the angle super aggressive either. I would make it kind of like a nice slope so that it catches the snow and forces the snow down underneath the runners. Now it's probably going to be a bitch and a half to pull, but honestly, I don't mind it being a bitch and a half to pull, because last year I pulled that sleigh out with 80 pounds on it, and that was a bitch and a half to pull. That was when I had the Fraybell Ice Shack, which weighed 40 pounds on its own, plus I had the 20-pound propane tank, and all my gear, and the heater, and bag of minnows, like all the shit that I had in there. And she was freaking heavy. She was brutal. But the whole concept is to make life easier for me to get to location, set up and run without breaking the bank. I do miss my ice hub. I'm not going to lie. I do miss it. But, you know, I got a fishing tent. I'm going to use it for what it is. The thing I miss about the ice hub is what I wanted to do that one day I went out when it was broken was set up 2 lines. One I jig with, one I dead stick with. Everybody I talk to, they always say they catch on the dead sticks and they don't catch on the jigs. So that's what I was kind of hoping. Put some minnows on them, let the minnows do dead stick things, and wait for a bite. And when I get a bite, let her rip, tater chip, we got dinner. And because ice fishing season, you're permitted to have 2 down the hole. That'd be cool. Now, obviously with this little setup, I can't put 2 down the hole. I could set up a tip up outside and then have 1 down the hole, but I definitely cannot fit 2 rods inside that little shack. Oh, that was gross. With my heater and make it work. Did I bring the dip down? Nope. For lunch today, I had guacamole dip with pork rinds. Yes. Meal of champions, boys. Pork rinds and guac dip. So good. So good. I'll bring the dip back downstairs. I'd rather have it in the cold than in that freaking room. That room's like 10,000 degrees right now, Bitcoin mining. Oh, I should move my Bitcoin mines to under the house. And then it could heat up the subfloor, and then all my problems would just magically go away. Well, one would hope anyway, right? So that's a little project I was thinking about for the summer, is getting ready for ice fishing next year with that, but I'll probably forget about it by the summer. So hopefully one of you remind me, hey Adam, weren't you gonna build an ice fishing shack out of your HT? And I'd be like, shit yeah, I'm gonna. That's gonna be my next video on the weekend. Cool, thanks for reminding me. Like, subscribe, favorite. So I decided today that my old Samsung S8, it charges, it takes a charge, it fires up and all that. Phone's still in perfect condition. I just got a new phone with my plan because it was free. So I was like, well, I'll take a free phone. But I decided I'm going to use that old S8 on the drone because jamming that S20 in there, that's how you break controllers. So I have the old phone, I might as well just put that in there, and that way there I can leave my S20 in the OtterBox to protect it. And if anything happens, I drop the remote or anything and the phone breaks, then, you know, I'm not out my good phone, I'm out of phone. And I also have the old Asus Zenfone 3, which I don't know if you can run the DJI app on it, but if you can, that's also an option. Like from what I gather, it doesn't use the wireless network on the phone. All the camera and all that is sent back to the controller and then transmitted to the phone through the USB cable. It's not like that other piece of shit drone upstairs that I got off of a guy at work. He gave it to me when he bought a DJI because he's like, hey, do you want this? I was going to post it online, but I don't want to deal with the hassle of selling it. I'm like, yeah, how much do you want? He's like, take it. That was that Square drone. But the moment you put a memory card in it, it just shits the bed. And that reminds me, I got to buy a memory card for that drone before I take it out for its first flight. And we also got to go somewhere not near here to fly it, because for shits and gigs today, I decided to take it out back and see what happens when you try and take off in a no-fly zone. And she won't even let you take off. It's like beep, 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 restricted area, restricted area. So you got to like get permission to fly in a restricted area. So it's like, I don't know, I guess I got to go to the military base and talk to a sergeant or a general or something and be like, hey bro, can you contact DJI and say it's cool? I'm not going to go high. I just want to bomb around my backyard and make some video clips. Because like literally one of the things I wanted to do with that is like when I'm snow blowing the driveway, I thought it'd be kind of neat because it only takes me like 10, 11 minutes to bomb the driveway. It'd be kind of neat to see an overhead shot of me doing that. And I can't do that because of the restrictions. So maybe I might have to talk to a guy about it and see, because I don't want to like send it 400 meters in the air. I'm thinking like, 10 meters tops, not even. Just enough to get the driveway in frame and then tell the damn thing to sit still while I do my job. I don't know, it won't let me. It's being a penis, so we'll have to figure that out, because right now she's kind of potato mode. There's probably a way to break that rule, but I haven't figured it out yet, or even tried for that matter. But I'm sure there's a way to disable safety protocols so you can be a lawbreaker. But the way I see it is, are you really a lawbreaker if you're not trying to cause problems? Like, I understand they don't want people flying their drones where planes are landing. Because if one of those gets sucked into the engines, it's going to cause problems, It might just blow out the back end and be fine. Or it might just wreck everything in there. It doesn't take much to break things nowadays. Everything's made so cheaply. But maybe that's their big concern. How much battery life does this road have? Guys, we're finally at 50% on the road. I filmed countless vlogs of this so far. We're finally at 50%. That is cool. But yeah, I need to find a way where I can fly in this area, because I want to use it for cinematic shots. That's the only reason why I bought the drone, was basically to be a director, to be a follow me mode, like something that's going to shoot a video of what I'm doing so I don't have to, He was just totally licking the shit out of the cat again. Oh, and then the cat gave the dog kisses. They're like the bestest of friends. Oh my goodness. Can you feel the love tonight? But yeah, guys, If you guys know how to disable that safety protocol, leave a comment in the comment section down below, because like I say, like if I was purposely disabling it so I can fly into military space and spy on them, then yeah, I could see a problem. But if I'm just going to go up like 10 feet in the air or 20 feet in the air and film my driveway while I snowblow it, and have the drone using GPS lock to hold its position while I'm down there sending snow just for a cinematic shot, what's the big freaking deal? You know, the other reason why I wanted the drone was like last year when we had the squirrels invading. It would have been nice to, I don't know, chase the squirrel with the drone. Really put the fear of God in the little bastards, eh? But yeah, it kind of sucks that I can't fly here because the airport's right there. But yeah, she wouldn't take off. It, beep, beep, beep. Beep, 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 and restricted area flashing on the screen. And I'm like, holy crap, I felt like James Bond breaching something. Bad, it was bad. I swear, I don't have the camera on these two and they're making out. I put the camera on them and they quit. Now the cat is eating her ass. I love my animals. Boop. Come here, Scampers. Is your ears soaping? Oh man, your whole side of your face is just soaked. Oreo put a number on you, didn't he? And you're purring, so that means you loved it. Anyway, tomorrow's Thursday, then Friday Nikki shows up. This weekend, weather permitting, we're going to do beers and a burn. That's right, guys. I'm having some beers. We're going to celebrate the new jobs. She got a new job. Well, she's getting a new job. She starts in March. I got a new job. I don't know when I start. But so we're going to be celebrating with beers and a burn. And it's going to be a fun time. I don't know if I'm going to vlog it. Like I said, I like our time to be our time. I don't need to put everything up on YouTube. But we're going to get some Corona, not the virus, the beer, and then hammer down. We're going to friggin' have some beers, burn some wood. I still got 2 bags of wood from from New Year's. That should be more than enough for what we're going to do. And I got a whole bunch on the side of the garage that is, well, it's snow covered, but it burned pretty good last time we used it, so who cares? And then this summer, worst case scenario, I'll just order a bunch more wood for burns in the backyard, because I definitely want to do some fish on the fire this summer. Definitely want to do some different kinds of videos and stuff. Like I said, if you came here because you're into a niche that I followed, don't. If you came here because you want to see what I'm doing every day in my life, or you want to hear what I have to say, you came to the right place. Because that's what I do. Come up with ideas and I'm like, boom, boom. Like my idea about building a new editing computer. Guys, I honestly don't see the point in building a computer nowadays. Because you can't buy graphics cards. They're all sold out. When I was in Best Buy yesterday, I was looking around because I wanted to see if they had the Oculus Quest in. Because, I don't know, I was curious because they haven't had it forever. And Nikki's son kind of bounced his controller off a kitchen counter and, well, it broke. So I wanted to see if we had any replacement parts like the left-hand controller, because they don't have it at her Best Buy. So I figured I'd check ours. And there was nothing. But then I was looking at the pre-builts, like the HP Omen and the Asus ROG and all that. And I'm like, for $2,000, which is what they charge, you get a GeForce RTX 360, 16 gigs of RAM. One of them had an Intel Core I want to say i7 1100 series, or 11,000 series, whatever. It's weird having this thing on my chest. And there's some other shit in there too. Hard drive and SSD for like $2,000. And I was like, okay, because I priced out a kit for the processor I want. The video card alone is going to cost me $2,000. That's what's bad. Like they're so sought after that just the video card, a 360 right now on Amazon, is going for like $1,900. I'm like, Jesus Murphy. Maybe I should stop Bitcoin mining and preserve my video cards, right? Because if they ever blow, I can't replace them. Because number one, can't find them. Number two, I ain't paying $2,000 for a video card. That's ridiculous. I saw that and I was like, that's pretty sweet. And then right beside it, the ROG they had was a Ryzen 9 5900 or some shit. I think it was, yeah, Ryzen 9 5900. I'm still on the 1600. Like, I'm on 1st gen. They're up to 5th gen right now with the Ryzens. Like, I need to step up a bit probably. The reason why I want something with more cores for more chores is I try to edit 4K video out of this, and that 1600 kind of struggle buses. And then when I try to do something even crazier, like, oh, I don't know, render in 4K, holy crap, it's like 1080p. It's about, for a minute video, it's about 45 seconds of render time. So it's like 15 seconds less per minute of the video. So a 10-minute video takes about, 8 minutes or so, whatever. Which isn't too bad at 1080p 60 frames. If I chop it down to 30 frames, it's even quicker. So if I do a 4K video now and I'm like, let's go all 4K and give you guys the high def, you're looking at close to 4 to 5 hours for a render on that 1600. It's brutal. It's just unpleasant. I'm like, wow, okay, so set that to render and hope to crap my computer doesn't explode overnight, because if I have to re-render that in the morning, I'm gonna be pissed. That's what's, I'm thinking just buy a pre-built. And I know a lot of people out there like, oh, don't buy a pre-built, build your own, you get better quality stuff. And it's like, I kind of used to buy pre-builts all the time because of this reason. Because, well, not because of this reason, because it was just cheaper. Like I used to build them back in the day all the time because you can buy building kits. But with video cards being an arm and a leg, it kind of doesn't make sense to spend as much on a video card as you would on a full computer with a valid Windows license attached to it. You might as well just buy the pre-built and go with it, because you get all the components you need ready to rock, a factory warranty from whichever you buy from. I'd probably buy the ROG because I'm kind of liking Ryzen, like that little laptop with that 2500U crushing videos that quick. And that's pretty good for a little underpowered friggin' Celeron Slayer, or not Celeron Slayer. I don't know what the hell that thing slays. I don't even know what it's compared to in the mobile markets. But, you know, with its onboard video and that, she's pretty tight. So, and she's low power and seems to handle the video footage well when I tell it to go. Like I've edited a few videos on there already and no struggle bus or nothing. I had a problem in the beginning where the computer was shutting down, but it was because I didn't update the video card. Updated the video card, hunky dory, just friggin' gives her. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, thinking I'm probably gonna buy instead of build. So I can't say the built not bought. But I used to build all the time back in the day. It's just since video cards have become such a problem that building now is not an option, because everybody's buying video cards as soon as they hit the shelves to stock up their Bitcoin mining so they can make more money. And I don't blame them. If I had the money to do it, I'd do it too. I'd be camping Best Buy the moment that truck showed up, and as Buddy was putting them on the shelf, I'd be putting them in my cart. You know? And buy them all up and build another rig. Buy them all up, build another rig. Just fill the house with friggin' rigs. Run more lines off the breaker box to outlets and just start flooding this place with Bitcoin miners. And let it make me a paycheck, but that's not in the books. Anyway, guys, I'm going to shut her down here for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of my idea for my snow shelter with the skis. If you have a better idea with the skis, let me know in the comments below. If you think my idea is stupid and it won't work, let me know in the comments down below. But if you let me know my idea is stupid and it won't work, please offer an idea that will, because that's what I appreciate. I like when people can, you know, that won't work, Adam, and this is the reason why, but if you did this, you get better results. Not, you're an idiot, don't do that. That's not creative criticism. That's just being ignorant. So if you have a solution to my idea in my brain thinking department, let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know what you think about the built not bought, or bought not built for computers. Like I said, I'm in no rush for that. That's probably not going to happen for a while, because I'm still waiting to start my new job and get through the whole payroll and all that. The 1600 is still pulling its weight, so for what I do anyway. And yeah, and as far as flying the drone, well, you have a solution for me there where I can use it around the house as a extra guy, let me know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment, hit that like button, ring that bell, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, live it to win it, and peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.